I'm going to tell you something you probably don't want to hear if you're a fan of Starbucks and you're also trying to lose weight right now. You know the delicious Starbucks peppermint mocha? It's one of the most popular holiday drinks. In its calorie count, it's probably a lot higher than you would expect. If you ordered a grande without any type of modifications, you're getting 440 calories in your cup. To put that in perspective, a double cheeseburger from McDonald's has just 10 more calories than that peppermint mocha, sitting at 450. This drink also includes 54 grams of sugar, which is actually more sugar than any single baked good on the Starbucks menu. Seriously, their big slice of gingerbread loaf is the highest sugar item and it has 43 grams. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you or make you feel bad about getting holiday or seasonal drinks, because sometimes I do, but many people grab a coffee at Starbucks and end up with a drink that has more calories than a full meal's worth of calories without even thinking twice. And it can be really difficult to stay in a calorie deficit for weight loss when you're really drinking that many calories on top of all the other meals that you have in a daily basis. But I never want you to feel like you can't treat yourself to a drink from Starbucks that tastes great. I do. This is why I'm drinking one right now. That's why I wanted to make this video today, to share 5 amazing drinks that you can order from Starbucks when your goal is weight loss, including how you can actually make a peppermint mocha a lot more weight loss friendly. So if you want some dietitian-approved Starbucks orders, keep watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Andres, and I'm a dietitian who works with busy professionals and parents to help them improve their lifestyle habits, completely revamp their nutrition, and crush their weight loss goals. This video is the latest episode of a series where I share my recommendations for what to order from common restaurants and fast food chains when you're trying to lose weight. When it comes down to restaurant eating, a lot of people fall into one of two categories. One, they either eat out and have whatever they want without realizing how high in calories their meals are, or they try to cut out fast food completely when they're trying to lose weight and end up feeling restricted. But what I like to recommend and teach my clients is something in the middle of these two extremes. And I want to help you create some awareness around restaurant menus and make smart choices that support your goals while still eating foods that you actually enjoy. I fully believe that every single food can be included in your diet when your goal is weight loss. It's all about learning how to fit certain foods in while hitting the calorie macro goals needed to fuel your body. That said, there are some easy hacks and food swaps that you can make that will make a lot easier for you to stay on a calorie deficit and lose weight and lose fat. Today, I'm going to give you 5 recommendations for Starbucks drinks, plus a few bonus food recommendations that are all calorie and macro friendly. By that, I mean there are lower calorie items that are easy to fit into a meal plan for weight loss. But quickly, before we dive into the recommendations, I just want to give you a quick refresher on how weight loss happens. When you're trying to lose fat, you need to burn more calories than you consume from the food you eat over a period of time. This is called a calorie deficit, and it causes your body to use stored fat for energy. The result, you lose weight. Specifically and ideally, you lose fat. One of the best ways to cut calories from your diet and create the calorie deficit that you need to have is to swap out foods that are higher in calories for similar options that are lower in calories. This means you get to eat basically all the foods that you enjoy while still hitting your goals. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video today. It's finding easy swaps to make that will cut calories from some of your favorite drinks from Starbucks. This won't take you any extra time or effort, and I personally find that most of these drinks are just as satisfying as the higher calorie versions without the low energy or the sluggish feeling that comes with that sugar crash. Okay, now let's get into these 5 Starbucks drinks that you've been waiting for that are great weight loss options for you. Option number 1, the very lowest calorie drink that you can have from Starbucks is any kind of tea or black coffee, which you can order either iced or hot without any sweeteners or milk. Now, you can add non-caloric sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit extract. I put that on the list because it's just simply low calories, but I know that's not really exciting. So let's talk about a few drinks that might be more satisfying. My personal favorites in the specific category of option number 1 is the blonde Americano and a cold brew. Drink option number 2 on drinks that I recommend for fat loss from Starbucks is a regular cappuccino. It has about 140 calories for a grande with 2% milk, which is what they do by default. A cappuccino, it's a lower calorie choice when you compare it with something like a latte because there's more foam than milk in this drink. Now, I recommend modifying your cappuccino to use non-fat milk rather than the 2% or whole milk, which brings the drink down to 80 calories with about 8 grams of protein. Now, let's talk about milk for a second. Many people choose to sub out their milk for non-dairy options, which can also be an effective strategy to cut calories. Almond milk is the best choice if you're looking to reduce your calories, but this also means you get get less protein, so the drink really won't be as filling. If you use soy milk, you're keeping some of the protein, but the calories are also going to be higher than the almond milk. So really, it's about what your priority is with your drink. A drink that is higher in protein will be more satiating, so it'll be a bit more like a snack, and you won't get hungry as quickly. But you could also go for a lower calorie drink and have a higher protein snack on the side. Personally, non-fat milk is my go-to option because it's just the highest in protein. Now, the truth is, I personally don't get Starbucks because of their protein content. Next up, for option number 3, I want to explain how you can take any Starbucks latte and cut the calories approximately in half. So this could be used for all of your seasonal favorites, like the gingerbread latte, sugar cookie latte, or the most famous one out of the year, which is your pumpkin spice latte, which comes out around the fall. When you order any of these drinks regularly, they come with 4 pumps of whatever flavor syrup is in them. So gingerbread syrup or sugar cookie syrup or whichever one it is. 4 pumps makes a very sweet drink. So I recommend asking for half sweet or even cutting it all the way down to 1 pump of syrup. For myself, I find just 1 pump, it's sweet enough. The next change that you can make is asking for no whipped toppings, which comes on top of many of these specialty lattes. Of course, whipped cream is amazing, it's delicious, it tastes really good, but unfortunately, it adds about 80 calories to the drink. So it could be something that may be helpful to cut out, particularly if you're trying to be mindful about the calories you're consuming. And finally, the last change that you can make is to change the type of milk, as I mentioned earlier. Now, lattes contain a lot of milk, so switching from a 2% that it's in most of these drinks or oat milk that it's in the sugar cookie latte to maybe like almond can make a massive impact on your calorie intake. This will change the flavor a little bit, but a lot of people really like the taste of almond milk. I personally do. So give it a try and see what you think. Now let's move on to drink option number 4, which is for anyone who wants to go for an iced coffee. A nitro cold brew with sweet cream is a fairly calorie-friendly option, coming in at around 70 calories. If you want to make that nitro cold brew even lower in calories, you can swap out the sweet cream for a pump or 2 of a sugar-free vanilla syrup. This is a great addition to any drink where you want to add some extra sweetness. Another tip, if you're looking to cut the cost of your drink and the calories, Starbucks offers Splenda and Stevia as their 0-calorie sweetener options without the additional cost of a pump of syrup. And lastly, for Starbucks order number 5, let's go back to the drink that I mentioned at the beginning in this video, which is the peppermint mocha. Unfortunately, all the mocha drinks on the Starbucks menu are very high in calories. As I mentioned earlier, 440 calories for a grande peppermint mocha. And if you have the white chocolate peppermint mocha, that comes in at 510 calories. Luckily, someone who's an expert in weight loss drinks has created a calorie-friendly version of the peppermint mocha that I wanted to share with you today. You can find him on Instagram at the Macro Barista. His recipe is to start with a grande coffee or cold brew, add 1 pump of mocha, 1 pump of peppermint, and a splash of half and half cream, and an optional packet of Splenda or Stevia if you like it extra sweet. The approximate macros for this drink are 75 calories with less than 1 gram of protein, 11 grams of carbs, and 3 grams of fat. So with the low protein, it's not going to be the most filling drink, but it's a really delicious and really tasty low-calorie strap for a holiday favorite. Okay, now that we covered drinks, I want to finish things up today by giving a few food recommendations if you're looking for a quick bite to eat with your coffee. If you're looking for breakfast, Starbucks actually has some pretty calorie-friendly options. One great choice is the spinach, feta, and egg white wrap, which has about 290 calories, 20 grams of protein, 34 grams of carbs, and 8 grams of fat. The turkey bacon, cheddar, and egg white sandwich is another one that I really like, and it's a really good breakfast choice that isn't really too high in calories, while still including a decent amount of protein. It comes in at around 230 calories, 17 grams of protein, 28 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of fat. Any of the egg bites are also options that can easily fit into your day of eating for weight loss, either at breakfast or maybe even using it as a snack. Finally, it's also completely okay to have the occasional baked good, as long as you're keeping your total calories in mind. You can still fit sweet treats into your diet. What I really recommend is opting for something small, as most of the bakery items from Starbucks are pretty high in calories. For example, their double chocolate brownie has 480 calories, which is basically an entire meal worth of calories, like the peppermint mocha. Just imagine for a second if you had the peppermint mocha and you had a double chocolate brownie. Like, you're having almost 1,000 calories in literally just a drink and a treat. For something a bit lighter, you can go for something like a cake pop that has about 150 to 160 calories, or maybe a vanilla bean scone, which has about 130 calories. Now, before I end off today's video, I want to give you a final reminder that one single meal, specialty coffee drink, or tasty baked good is not going to ruin your progress or cause you to gain weight. It's all about the big picture here, guys, and making sure you don't let a single less nutritious choice spiral into a day or a week of overeating. Also, with a place like Starbucks where many people go regularly, there's a greater chance that higher calorie foods and drinks can become a habit, like getting a cookie every day with your coffee. One cookie occasionally isn't going to affect your progress, but the calories from daily cookies can really add up and make it difficult to stay in a calorie deficit. But that brings us to the end of today's video, a little bit shorter than usual, which we're trying to do here. If you like it, if you love this type of content in this video on fast food options for fat loss, leave a comment below and let me know. And also, if you haven't had a chance yet, also check out the first video on this series on my top Chick-fil-A menu options, which I'm going to link in the description box. Make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in next week's video.